Hello and welcome back to my Pokemon Journeys review series. Today we're reviewing episode 38, an episode which sees Ash go and Chloe go fossil hunting, so I hope you enjoy. So this episode is all about the Pewter City Fossil Museum. This episode starts with Cerise showing Ash and Go this exhibit that is taking place, so they decide to head there to try and find some fossil Pokemon. Also, Chloe needs something for her research project, so after some convincing she tags along with them, which was awesome. It was really funny how Ash and Go dragged her out the door, in the exact same way that Go dragged Ash out when he was suffering from his defeat. They arrive in Pewter City and head straight to the museum, and Ash and Go are completely geeking out over the fossil Pokemon they're seeing, and I love how Chloe reacts when she sees Ash and Go get crazy over the Pokemon. They join the fossil digging section and they start to look for fossils, and also Team Rocket are here looking for fossils too, but the plan quickly changes once they spot Ash and Go. Team Rocket in this episode weren't great in my opinion, but at the same time they took up a fair bit of the episode, so without them I don't know what else could have happened. Ash, Go and Chloe begin to dig for fossils, and something I liked that was Go brought his Golurk along, which hasn't really done much recently, so I'm glad it finally got something to do. This episode seemed like a bit of a throwback to the Unova episode. You also had the guy who was leading the excavation. He looked exactly like the group leader from the Unova episode, but apparently it wasn't him, so maybe he's another Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny situation where there's just loads of them in historic Pokemon sites. That would actually be quite cool. They search all day for a fossil and they find nothing, apart from right at the end Go manages to find an Amber, which is obviously the one that can restore an Aerodactyl. Honestly, this middle section of actually digging was a bit boring. There was a few funny moments with Golurk picking up the tiniest piece of rock, but other than that it was a bit of a drag. I was just waiting for something to happen. They leave the fossil overnight to be restored and Team Rocket break in typical Team Rocket fashion. They speed up the process, which makes Aerodactyl act crazy and go on a bit of a rampage. So the gang head back to the museum and find out what's going on. Then the episode splits into two sections with Ash battling Team Rocket and Go trying to calm down the Aerodactyl. The battle between Team Rocket and Ash was better than expected actually. It probably should have been easier for Ash, but he managed to pull off a tricky tactic with Electro Web and Lord Graveler in there. So maybe this is just to tell us that Ash is back to his old tricks. He's completely over the loss with B. He came up with strategies on his feet. But then again, it is just Team Rocket, so let's not get carried away. The other side of things, Go was battling Aerodactyl, trying to calm it down and catch it. He was battling it with Golurk, which was awesome. Golurk knows some cool moves and the battle itself was actually enjoyable, ending with a hammer arm from Golurk to finish off Aerodactyl. My problem is that we only just got the Flygon battle a few episodes ago, so this was a little anti-climactic compared to that battle, but something I did really like was the way that Go calmed Aerodactyl down at the end. It felt like an Ash type of capture where he befriends it before actually capturing it. I like this. So that was pretty much it. They finished up and went back to the lab. Go caught the Aerodactyl and Ash beat Team Rocket. Chloe was good in this episode. I liked her little friendship she had going on with Ash, trying to start a bond with him more. But overall she didn't actually do much for her research project. We didn't see much of that, which was disappointing, but I'm just glad she was there. Overall this episode was average for me. It wasn't amazing, it wasn't bad, but they could have done a lot more with the fossils and the story, and a lot of this episode felt boring, so this episode gets a 6 out of 10. Let me know if you enjoyed this episode. What would your rating out of 10 be? Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and see you next time.